Hello, Jeff Owen here, and I'm making this video to invite you to my workshop held on the 22nd of July. It's a day's workshop and it's entitled The 5 Fatal Fear Factors, and I'm hoping you might want to come along. Imagine being able to just stand in front of an audience or a video camera, which you'll get to do on my day's workshop, and be able to speak freely and spontaneously. Just like I am right now. Imagine the feeling of really feeling comfortable in your skin whilst being looked at. Imagine feeling so strong and safe and clear and present and authentic that you haven't a care in the world what other people think. Imagine that. Imagine being able to speak about anything, at any time, anywhere, at any notice. And you can just get up, connect, and speak. For instance, right now, I don't know what words are going to leave my lips from 1 second to the next. And I don't want to know. What I'm doing as I'm using my process and my methodology that I want to show you on the 22nd, I'm using it to allow me to be spontaneous. I'm using it to allow me to give myself time to think. There's certain things I'm doing that enables me to do that. And if I mess up slightly, I'm not worried about it. I'm just being human. So why not come along and really explore your relationship with being deeply seen? Now, it takes a bit of courage. It does. And time. But you know, it's done. We'll approach this in a very safe atmosphere, a very supportive atmosphere. There's often a lot of fun too in exploring this stuff. And you get to mess up. You get to fail, if you like. You know, I had someone come on my workshop who they weren't going to come because they were just too scared. They were too scared of not being able to do what it is I'm wanting them to do. They're too scared. They felt they couldn't possibly get up and speak without either learning what they're wanting to convey, or reading it, or using for some an auto cue. And when I sent an email to this person, this is a true story, I sent an email to her and said, look, failure is a prerequisite. And she told me afterwards that just transformed her relationship with coming to the workshop. And she was in and she came. And she said it really changed the way she came into the room with all these people. Because for her, that was a huge thing to get over, to actually consider making herself vulnerable in front of lots of people. And hey presto, a month later, she gave a live speech, a talk, a pitch actually it was, without any notes, and she got through it, and she was incredibly compelling because she was able to just be. She was able to allow herself to be present, and out of that presence came authenticity. And when an audience senses authenticity, that means when you're congruent, when everything is in concert, your body, your voice, the tones, your message, how you deliver it, what you say, when all that is in concert and they deem you as being authentic, then that's when rapport starts to build with an audience, hopefully. And at least the possibility of rapport starts to build. But more importantly, you get rapport with yourself. The title of the workshop is The 5 Fatal Fear Factors. And I say fatal because that's the feeling that comes over you. When you have these feelings of fear, it's like you're going to die. And we talk about that, and get you to understand what that's about. And you start to create a new relationship with that in front of a video camera and an audience on this day. And you get to enjoy it. So I'm just putting out that invite to you. If you have anxiety about doing this stuff, most people do. Do you know, I think it's 75% of women, through a poll of 2,000 women, when they were asked about speaking in public, they would rather be burned alive and die than speak in public. That's just how powerful this stuff is. the benefits to this are extraordinary, because once you've experienced this presence I'm talking about, once you've experienced this feeling of just being, it spills over into your everyday life. And so you talk to people in a different way, and they talk to you, obviously, in a different way, because you're coming from another place. But more importantly, you listen. You listen in a different way. And they start to speak to you in a different way because you listen in a different way. So it will affect your sense of self in your everyday life, whether it's business or private. So why not take that opportunity and just take the plunge and just commit to it, and just come and see what, and come and find out. As my old theatre school teacher used to say, Rudy, from years ago when I was at theatre school, he used to say, just find out, find out. So hopefully you'll come along on the 22nd of July and find out.